Can you imagine a ship weighing as much as a skyscraper, not just sailing on water, but soaring hundreds of feet above the mountains, defying gravity, breaking every rule of nature? Now, you gotta admit it sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? Well, if there's one place on Earth where the impossible becomes reality, it's China. From colossal dams to jaw-dropping ship lifts, China's engineering wizards have figured out how to make massive vessels climb mountains like it's no big deal. But how does it actually work, and what kind of mind-blowing tech makes this even possible? Stick around as we explore the insane world of mountain-scaling ships and the genius behind them. Now, we all know that dams are important. They provide us with water, help generate electricity, and play a key role in controlling floods. But while they solve a ton of problems, they also create new ones. One of the biggest challenges with dams is that they completely disrupt rivers. On one side, upstream, a dam creates a reservoir where water builds up, forming what can look like an artificial lake. Downstream, the water level drops significantly, creating a steep elevation difference between the two areas. Depending on the size and purpose of the dam, this difference can range from just a few meters to over 100 meters. While this might seem like a technical detail, it has massive implications, particularly disrupting trade and the transportation of goods, essentially turning a river journey into a dead end unless a solution is found. This is where the challenge lies. Historically, the solution to this problem was locks, large chambers where ships would enter and the water levels would either be raised or lowered to allow the vessel to continue its journey. Locks have been around for centuries, with the first grand lock built in China during the 10th century, known as the Grand Canal's Double Gate Lock. However, while locks work in many cases, they have their limits, especially when it comes to dealing with massive elevation changes. For example, imagine trying to build a staircase to climb the height of a 30-story building. You would need multiple steps, or in the case of dams, a series of locks. This approach can be impractical for several reasons, such as it's time-consuming, requires a lot of space, and can be costly. That's where ship lifts come in. Ship lifts offer a faster, more efficient way to move vessels past elevation changes in rivers. Unlike locks, which take a long time to fill and drain with water to adjust the water level, ship lifts use a much simpler process. The ship is lifted or lowered in a giant chamber, almost like a massive elevator for ships. This is a big deal, especially for large dams where crossing a height difference could take hours. Ship lifts provide an efficient solution by lifting or lowering the ship quickly, saving time and resources. A prime example of this technology is the Three Gorges Dam in China. This dam, one of the largest in the world, is located on the Yangtze River. It's not only a powerhouse for generating electricity, but it also provides flood control and allows larger ships to travel much farther up the river. But this massive structure has its downsides. The enormous reservoir it created has forced over 1.2 million people to relocate and has caused significant environmental damage. Fish habitats were submerged and some species are now endangered due to the changes in the river's ecosystem. Despite these issues, the Three Gorges Dam has become a symbol of China's engineering marvels. The dam itself stretches over 2.3 kilometers across the Yangtze River and generates as much electricity as 18 nuclear power plants. During its construction, more than 26,000 workers were involved, making it one of the largest infrastructure projects ever undertaken. But the Three Gorges Dam has caused a huge disruption for ships traveling on the Yangtze River. The difference in elevation created by the dam made it impossible for large ships to pass without significant delay. This is where the ship lift comes into play. With the Three Gorges Dam ship lift, ships weighing up to 3,000 metric tons can be elevated 113 meters in just 40 minutes. This is a game changer compared to the traditional 5-stage locks, which can take hours to move through. The efficiency and speed of the Three Gorges Dam ship lift make it a standout example of modern engineering. Since its opening in September of 2016, it has drastically improved shipping efficiency, reducing shipping times and costs by 25%. The lift's chamber is a massive structure, measuring 120 meters long, 18 meters wide, and 3.5 meters deep, and it is suspended by 256 ropes attached to 4 massive reinforced concrete towers that stand 169 meters high. This complex system uses counterweights and pulleys to balance the lift, allowing it to elevate or lower ships with impressive precision. The design ensures that ships can pass through quickly, helping to reduce shipping delays and ensuring the smooth flow of goods on one of the busiest rivers in China. This has been especially important for the Yangtze River, which serves as a critical trade route. The lift's capacity allows it to lift up to 3,000 tons of cargo, which is equivalent to the weight of about 500 elephants. As of November of 2024, the Three Gorges ship lift has surpassed 500,000 passengers for the year, marking a 25.68% year-on-year increase. The lift has completed more than 5,600 operations and has facilitated the passage of 4,107 vessels, handling around 3.46 million tons of cargo. These statistics highlight the growing importance of the ship lift and the vital role it plays in China's economic and transportation networks. While the Three Gorges ship lift is an impressive engineering marvel, it's not the only large-scale lift redefining river navigation in China. Another notable project pushing the boundaries of modern infrastructure is the Goyuputan ship lift. This lift, currently the world's largest, is capable of elevating vessels weighing up to 500 tons to a staggering height of 199 meters or 653 feet. To put that into perspective, this is taller than a typical 60-story building. What makes the Goyuputan ship lift even more impressive is the fact that it consists of 3 interconnected lifts, each designed to tackle more specific challenges posed by the natural landscape. The first is a vertical boat lift, which is variable in height and can move vessels between 72 and 79 meters depending on the downstream water levels. The second is a fixed height vertical boat lift that can elevate ships by 127 meters, making it the tallest single boat lift in the world. Finally, the upstream vertical boat lift has a variable descent height of up to 47 meters, depending on the water levels of the reservoir. These lifts work together in harmony to ensure the smooth passage of vessels through the complex river system. But it's not just the sheer power of these lifts that sets them apart. The Goyuputan ship lift is also designed for speed. Each of the 3 lifts has a lifting capacity of 1,800 tons and operates at a lifting speed of approximately 8 meters per minute. This means that a 500-ton vessel can be raised or lowered in just 10 minutes, which is a remarkable feat when you consider the size of the ships being lifted. This efficiency is key to maintaining smooth and continuous river traffic, reducing the time vessels spend navigating through the area. What truly makes the Goyuputan ship lift stand out, though, is its surreal network of elevated aqueducts and tunnels. These structures, which span a total distance of 2.3 kilometers, connect the 3 lifts and create an elevated canal system that is suspended 100 meters above the ground. This creates an incredible visual effect as ships appear to be floating over the landscape, sailing above mountains through channels suspended high in the air. This feature has turned the Goyuputan ship lift into a global sensation, with images and videos of ships seemingly walking on an overpass going viral worldwide. The construction of the Goyuputan ship lift was no small feat. Completed in 2021, the project cost approximately $77.75 million and was a massive engineering marvel. Looking beyond China, there are other ship lifts around the world that also push the limits of modern engineering. One notable example is the Krasnoyarsk Dam ship lift in Russia. This lift functions almost like a giant underwater sled for ships. It can move vessels weighing up to 1,500 tons up and down a height of 101 meters. The lift works by floating the ship into a large chamber filled with water. Once the ship is in the chamber, the lift moves along a sloped track, much like a roller coaster, but much slower and steadier. Although this lift operates at a much slower pace, moving at a speed of just 1 meter per second, it's still incredibly efficient for its purpose. The Krasnoyarsk ship lift has been in operation since 1976 and has played a crucial role in helping large cargo ships navigate the Yenisei River. Without this lift, many areas of the river would be blocked by the dam, preventing vital trade and transportation from flowing through the region. The Krasnoyarsk ship lift and the Goyuputan ship lift, although different in design, share a common goal: to overcome natural barriers and enable smooth navigation for vessels. Whether it's the height and speed of the Goyuputan ship lift or the innovative underwater sled design of the Krasnoyarsk ship lift, both projects exemplify how engineering can push the limits of what's possible to ensure the efficiency of river transport. Moving on to Belgium, the Strepitao boat lift is another fascinating feat of modern engineering. This is not your regular boat lift. This one is incredibly tall and was the tallest of its kind in the world when it was completed in 2002. The Strepitao boat lift, located in the municipality of Leerau-Hainaut, lifts boats 73.15 meters between two parts of the Canal de Centre. This lift was part of a major modernization project for the Canal du Centre, which started operations in 1879. Back then, the locks and lifts on the canal could handle boats weighing up to 300 tons, but by the 1960s, the demands of growing European commerce meant that larger, heavier barges, up to 1,350 tons, needed a better way to move through the canal. The old system just couldn't keep up with the times. That's when plans for the Strepitao boat lift came into play, promising a new way to manage larger vessels on the canal. The construction of the lift began in 1982 and wasn't finished until 2002 at a cost of around 160 million euros. But once it was up and running, it revolutionized river traffic in the region. The lift allowed barges and ships to travel much more easily between the waterways of the Meuse and Scheldt rivers. In fact, after the lift was completed, the amount of river traffic surged from 256,000 tons in 2001 to an impressive 2.3 million tons in just 5 years. That's not an insignificant leap. As for the design of the Strepitao lift, it's as impressive as the scale of the project itself. The structure works by using two huge counterweighted caissons. Think of these as giant water-filled chambers that move vertically up and down between the upstream and downstream sections of the canal. These caissons can handle boats of up to 1,350 tons, which is the modern European standard for barge traffic. Each caisson is supported by a whopping 112 suspension cables and 32 control cables, making sure the lift operates safely and smoothly. Thanks to Archimedes' principle, which says that a floating object displaces its own weight in water, the caissons remain balanced whether they are carrying a boat or just water. This means the lift can raise and lower these massive boats with precision and ease. The caissons themselves are massive, measuring 112 meters in length and 12 meters in width. When a boat enters the caisson, the water level in the chamber changes to accommodate the weight, making it perfectly balanced and ready to move. To help with the movement, there are powerful electric motors that drive winches, and the whole lift can rise or lower in just 7 minutes. Despite its size, the structure is designed to withstand serious forces from the moving boats, with watertight gates that can handle a 2,000-ton vessel, hitting them at a speed of 5 kilometers an hour or 3.1 miles per hour. The Strepitao lift was a major upgrade, not only for its modern engineering, but also for the historical value it preserved. The older boat lifts that it replaced are still standing, and they're now recognized as part of the UNESCO World Heritage List. The lift's success shows how new technologies can improve efficiency while still respecting the past. By upgrading the canal to accommodate larger boats, the lift opened the door for greater trade and transportation across Belgium, making the entire region more connected and more competitive in global markets. And there you have it, an incredible look at the jaw-dropping engineering feats that make crossing mountains and rivers possible. If you want more mind-blowing stories about how humans defy nature with technology, hit that subscribe button and join us for more insane innovations coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.